going to jump into 1970. First to an album that came out in 1970, April 1970, called For Free. And that is Joni Mitchell. Influences, we'll just start off with Joni Mitchell. So she was on the album, obviously vocals, guitars, keyboards, did the cover illustration. She have Teresa Adams on cello, Paul Horn on clarinet and flute, Jim Horn on baritone sax, and Milt Holland on percussion. And it would be notable to say that she was living with Graham Nash during this album, and the lyrics playing for free. So let's jump into it. I'm gonna do the song For Free off the album Ladies of the Canyon. And here we go, Joni Mitchell.
I slept last night in a good hotel. I went shopping today for jewels. The wind rushed around in the dirty town, and the children let out from the school. Standing on a noisy corner, waiting for the walking green. Across the street he stood, and he played real good on his clarinet for free. And those velvet curtain calls. I got a black limousine and two gentlemen escorting me to the hall. And I play if you have the money, or if you're a friend to me. But the one-man band by the quick lunch stand, he was playing real good for free. Stopped to hear him, though he played so sweet and high. They knew he had never been on their TV, so they passed his music by.
All right, sorry. I got lost in it. I meant to stop it after the second verse. But I'm going to replay that third verse again. So, yeah, this is... no matter how much I think I expect what I'm going to hear with Joni Mitchell, I want to play some Joni Mitchell. It never stops. It's able to cut through all the expectation, like, oh, I've heard this, 1,000 times, or whether you've heard 1,000 times or 10 times, it doesn't stop. It's cutting through and right to your heart, right to your sort of your thoughts, your memories, all your, whether it's from personal memory or hearing other things or evoking memories that you've forgotten long ago, and thoughts and beliefs and all kinds of stuff. So needless to say, and specifically on this one, like I said, I think this was starting to show, and maybe I had on previous albums, but this is still kind of maybe first, I don't know if this is their third or fourth album, but she was definitely starting to take real notice and put it into her songwriting as far as what she thought about the music industry and such. And this is one that really points out what's lost. Become a professional musician. You're making money, but supposedly it's all about your music, and everything else just comes in. It doesn't have an effect, but it obviously does. It's a trap in a cage just as much as anything else. But it's apparently, to what you're seeking. This is what you get. And it's not something you can extricate from the bad side of the unwanted parts of it that you saw. And it's fantastic to hear this in music, in a song, from that point of view of where she's at. Not enough people do it, and the way she does it. It's like people, they'll point out the music industry, or they'll point out, the greed, or this or that. But she points it just at herself just as much. Almost she points it at herself in order to showcase the whole thing and put herself in the mix, and you feel that she's, just as much the driver of it and the victim at the same time. So anyway, it's a fantastic song, as is most of her material. So I think she's up she's up there in at least the top 3 songwriters, if not the top 2. Her and Bob Dylan, I would say, probably lyrically have the most the lyrics that really search out the deepest, darkest points of their own humanity and humanity as a whole. Let's jump back and finish this off.
They knew he had never been on their TV, so they passed his music by. I meant to go over and ask for a song, maybe put on a harmony. I heard his refrain as the signal changed. He was playing real good for free.
Yeah, that's a great part of the songwriting, where they just incorporate the clarinet as if he's the one playing for free. And I didn't always hear that cello in the background there. It's here and there. It jumps part in just a couple different spots. It's very subtle. But so yeah, piano. Obviously the vocal, got a little clarinet and cello mixed in there. So as I said, yeah, in particular for free, foreshadows the lyrical recurring theme of the isolation triggered by success that would be elaborated upon in For the Roses and Court and Spark. And I think I've read recently For the Roses was really a point where Joni Mitchell really thought of quitting the industry, and perhaps did quit the industry in her mind for a period of months, and before coming back in Court and Spark, which is a very, obviously she went in full force, not just to the industry, but went into the into LA and the recording, and really went into a different direction. So maybe she decided that she could fight fire with fire a little bit, and just so I don't know, but she's an interesting person, to say the least. The sparse alternative tuning laden sound of her later recordings comes to the forefront on Ladies of the Canyon. So yeah, this was, like I said, this was similar to coming a few albums afterwards, with the song Furry Sings the Blues. I think it was on Hajira. Why should I expect that old guy to give it to me true? Fall into hard luck and time and other thieves, while our limo is shining on his shanty street. Old Furry sings the blues. Again, showing that sort of dichotomy of, musicians who are cast into the front lines, into the stardom, and other ones who are, they're musicians, and somehow they just, slide through life into under the unseen, like a invisible mist. It's an interesting thing, but it doesn't have to have necessarily a negative connotation, but it's something we can look at, and sort of wonder how to look at it. But so with her, I just threw down some of her influences. Obviously Billie Holiday, Rachmaninoff, Leonard Cohen, which I was going to mention, lyrically, and Bob Dylan for his poetry. So yeah, I'm not going to jump into, a full-blown Joni Mitchell Wikipedia page, but we're going to do some more Joni Mitchell at some point, obviously, and it'll be interesting to jump in a little deeper into her, because I think she's an endless supply of interesting material, and always surrounded by some amazing artists, especially later on as she started to collaborate more into the jazz genre. Anyway, I'm happy with that.